Hello, and welcome to Minecraft Jerusalem. Well, it's sunset, early evening, the moon is coming up, and oh, there's one of my bat doves. I don't know what else to call it. I've got to change the sound on that thing so it sounds more like a cooing dove than the high pitch of a bat. I mean, it looks better, but how many doves fly around at nighttime? Anyway, yeah, I'm still working on that. There's something else that I'm going to do today as well. First of all, let me show you my little routine. I like to take the weather and set it to clear. Give it a duration of 10,000. Then I set the, no, don't set, that's wrong, time, set, day. There. And then it's daytime, and then all I have to do is hit the little slash again, and I can just go back up and set time, day, anytime I like. And the weather should stay clear and not rain on me this whole time. I've got problems. Let me show you. We're going to go and take a look at what's going on around here. Oh, you see that? Yeah, there's been some building going on. And in the course of all of this building, I have found that I'm just not happy with the way it's going. Now, you may remember I said that I may want to kind of slice off that edge of mountain there, even though it goes with my topography, and do the same thing here. And as you can see, I started doing that. Why? Well, recent archaeological discoveries showed that the actual Pool of Siloam was located round about here, or maybe even round about there. And we can see from all of the different models and what have you that the ascent was not as steep as is shown here. Now, I've taken the Tunnel of Hezekiah and run it out, and that's not bad as far as it goes, but look at where it goes. I mean, it starts way up in here, and there's this much of a drop, and that's wrong, which means that the topographical map that I worked off of was wrong, and there is this much mountain that's got to be peeled off. You can see where my foundation of the city wall used to go. I've got to peel a lot of this off, and as I was looking, you can see where I've carved in to try to figure out how much I need to carve off of this mountain, and it is so much and so much work. Let me show you how much work this is to do. I mean, just a tremendous amount of work. And I got news for anybody who has any kind of idea that I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do this. I am not going to go through here and carve out all of this. I mean, it took forever to do just what I've done down here. It took a very long time to carve all of that out. That's one block at a time, because I'm not using some of those other programs, which I've never been able to use. Yeah, it's too much work, too much work. In the time that it would take me to reshape this mountain and recover it, and then realizing that I'd have to do the same thing over here. In that amount of time, I could rebuild all of this and do it right. Plus, I have found out that archaeology has discovered something different on the way this road is. This road does not require all of this buttressing. This road does not require these extensive rain gutters that I have made. And I don't like the way it looks anyway. So, trees, growing trees, that doesn't take any time. The little building that I made up there to be my little house doesn't take much time. Laying out the walls of the city, creating these gates, fixing up all of this doesn't take that much time. It really doesn't. The Great Wall around the city that the area of Jerusalem that's out there in the distance, that's automatic. I can create that very quickly. And that's what I'm going to do. I am not going to continue with this any longer. This pool of Siloam that I've created here, I think it needs to be down here. And I think it also needs to be bigger. Because think about this. You had literally hundreds of thousands, hundreds upon hundreds of thousands. This path going up must be wider as well. They would come into the pool for a ritual cleaning and then be up on their way all the way up to Mount Zion. I haven't done any real important work. Oh yeah, it was a lot of work to dig out the Tunnel of Hezekiah, but I am not going to go back and do all of this again. I'm just not going to do it. It's not happening, folks. I am not going, well, I mean, I am going to redig some of this tunnel and what have you, but I am not going to, carve this mountain off. Nope. The time that I could spend carving this mountain, I could rebuild that, build all of these things correctly, and do a better job, and not just be aimlessly spending hours of my precious life getting rid of imaginary blocks in a virtual game. Sorry, horse, and all the rest of the livestock still up there on the mountain. You're gone. This is it. I am going to get rid of every single one of you. You're done. You are out of my life. You are finished. Now, I've learned a lot of lessons. I've learned a little bit about the kind of architecture that I want to do. As a matter of fact, let me take a screenshot of that because I kind of like that. I may want to change up some of my colors here too. Make these not quite so dark a tan, more so orange. Make them a little closer to the natural sandstone of the area from which they would have been hewn. Yeah, so I've got some work to do. I'm not satisfied with this. And sometimes you just have to admit it's better to start over. Again, this will be, time number 3 that I have started over on this project. But when you have problems that are of this size, when you've got this much work to do, when you've got to take down an entire mountain and reform an entire mountain, plus another one. Look at that. That just doesn't even look right, does it? When was the last time you saw a hill that looked like that? Okay, so, yeah, I'm not having it. I'm not doing it. This pool is going to be bigger. It's going to be down here. Hezekiah's tunnel is not going to be, it's going to be about where it was, but it's going to be at a different depth. We're going to find another way to do these things, and we're going to do them properly here on Minecraft Jerusalem. So let me show you a little bit about that process and how that works. First thing I'm going to do is quit this game. Yeah, I did. I just quit the game. Okay, now what? World Painter. What? No. I don't want the new version. Exit. No, what? Do I have to download the new version? No, good. Okay, thank you. Recently used worlds, Jerusalem, correct topography. Yeah, right. Okay, you see this work here? Yeah, that's what I did. And these are just too steep, even though that is what the map that I was working off of showed. Now, I kept telling myself, well, you know, it's just that there's been a lot of fill-in over the centuries. That's the kind of thing that happens. Yeah, I was just wrong. That's all there is to it. I was just wrong. Okay, so what I need to do is grab a tool. It's been a while since I've used this, so bear with me. Raise or lower. I can undo this if I have to, but yeah, that lowers it. Look at that. And I'm going to lower it down a little bit here. Now, this area here, this is called Ophel. Whoops, I raised that up. Okay, this is Ophel. Yeah, I'm just playing with it a little bit here. Just lowering this down, lowering this down. I'm not raising it up. Okay, this area I'm going to leave about where it is. Okay, so all of that is still going up. We still have a valley here, the Tyropean Valley over here. And now I want to do the same thing here. I'm going to lower this huge, massive incline or decline, whatever. This slope needs to be just a little bit less of a steepness there. Okay. And I'm going to recontour that just a little bit. Just a little bit. There. Now, I think that's going to be a better job. I'll raise that back up right there. Okay. And I'm going to bring that around some more too. Okay. And, okay, I am feeling a lot better about this now. So we still have a lot of steepness here. We still have the same amount of altitude when we get up into these portions, as we should. But this is going to be just a bit more of what we're looking for, I think. I think this is going to be better. So now, what I'm going to do is export this world as a new Minecraft map. Now, let me check on some things here. I want a bedrock wall to be the border. I want a bedrock wall around it, okay? I think all of these things are correct. Now I'm going to call this corrected topography. I could do all sorts of... I don't need a chest of goodies. Okay. Survival mode? Nope. Survival allow cheats. Yes, that's how I want this to be. I'm going to allow cheats for myself. I will release this as survival on peaceful at another time. And, okay, let's export this. And it's going to Minecraft. And it should show up as Minecraft corrected topography when I reopen Minecraft. It should show there. Shouldn't be anything there except for what I have originally drawn on this surface using red sand, using stone, and using grass blocks. And it seems to be taking its time. And we're not going to sit here and watch all of this. Well, I will, but you don't have to. We'll be back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back, and look at that. Jerusalem corrected topography. Here we go. Of course, the old world was still there, but no big problem. So, here we are in the middle of nowhere. No, here we are. Look at this. Looking at our big wall of bedrock. We're going to go up, 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 and away. Yes. Or I just knocked a hole in the bedrock wall. Let's see you do that in creative. You can't. Okay, so now I'm over the bedrock wall, and once again, we're going to head across and see what we have over here. I love the way it looks like you're walking. I'm just going to drop. Here we go. Goodbye. Yeah, and that's how it is here under the sea with the squid and the fishies and everything else going on. Well, all right, so as you may know, I want to oh look, there's the moon coming up. So as you may know, I want to make this world available eventually, and so you'll have the entire world outside of Minecraft Jerusalem to play with. Whoops, no, come on, let's go. I don't want to stay here all day. Yeah, the entire world outside of Minecraft Jerusalem to play with. I'm going to show you my my routine when I am in creative mode. I like for the weather to be clear. I'll come back here while I am creating. Weather clear. The duration 10,000. That's a good long time. Then I do time, set, and day, which immediately sets the time to day. It's much easier to see. I did it again. Okay, so we're going to go up and over this wall and back to back to Jerusalem. How high is this wall anyway? Dum da dum da dum da da dum. Yeah, okay, so now I'm over the wall. And we're just going to back in. I must have punched another hole in it. And let's just fall. There we go. Boom. Didn't hurt a bit. Okay, so the plan now is to head back to Jerusalem and see how the topography looks now. So I'm going to go into flight mode here. Hit the control button, I'll go faster. If I can make my fingers work. I'm just going to start over again back there at that spot, and I'm just going to take the road, and I'm going to go forward. Yeah. When that goes off, I seem to recall changing up the road so that it came this way, and I'm going to do that again. And these are the big hills that used to be there before, and they're still big hills, but now they're not as steep. The slopes are much better. They look more like natural hills, and they look a lot more like the topography that we see in all of the models that the archaeologists have put together. They did a better job. Evidently, the topographical map that I first worked off of was just not up to snuff, especially since we had made the more recent discoveries. The gates will still be down there. The Pool of Siloam will be in this area here. And Hezekiah's tunnel is still going to be here. But it'll be a little deeper, but not as deep to dig. And once again, gradually, because I used grass blocks to mark it off, we will see various animals spawn here. This is a plains biome, but it will spawn animals, chickens, and horses, perhaps donkeys, sheep, and cows, and pigs. And we don't let pigs live in Minecraft Jerusalem. You know this. Okay, now I'm going to just fly around the contour here and just see where Hezekiah's tunnel comes out. Because from the Spring of Gihon, which is marked back there, and I have no doubt of that accuracy, all the way over to here, it should be a drop of less than a third of a meter. And what that means is we've got this much to dig out. Which makes me wonder if I can't find a way just to mark each of these points where there is a change in direction. And there are a lot of changes in direction. But just to mark every change in direction, maybe. And create a set of coordinates. And just dig to each coordinate. That way I can do it completely underground and not have to dig down that whole distance. And then, yeah. Yeah, I think that may be what I wind up doing. So, anyway, we're going to rebuild. We're going to start over. Sometimes you just have to face the facts. You just have to decide, you know, it's better if I start this project over. Because what's the alternative? To create way too much work or to produce something that just isn't right, or to quit. Well, we're not going to quit. We're not going to make something that isn't right. So we're going to start over. We're going to start over with episode 14 of Minecraft Jerusalem. And I hope to see you then.